So trigger warning, I will be talking about grooming and James Charles, so if you get triggered by any of those, keep scrolling, but if not, watch this video, please. So last Wednesday on the 17th, James Charles snapped me on Snapchat. He added me back because I had snapped him a while ago, just like a fan to influencer conversation. I was excited because he's my biggest influencer-wise, and I've always looked up to him, so I was excited to get his message back. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to post proof of it right now. This is the notification that I got when he Snapchatted me first. And just for further proof, he deleted the chat. I don't know what he deleted, but that's me opening his Snapchat. I went into the bathroom, and I guess he saw the bathroom light, so he started making the conversation very sexual, and it made me really uncomfortable. And I'll post some of the stuff that he sent me now. You can't see it because it's blurry, because I took it on my iPad, because I don't want him to see that I screenshotted it, but I'll post it right now. He proceeded to send me explicit pictures of his body.
Hi guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you guys heard, I'm going to be talking about this whole situation that is going on with James Charles, as he is being accused of child grooming. This young guy came out basically accusing him of grooming him, and it's not looking good for James at all. I'm going to give you guys more details on that. Just before I do get further into the video, trigger warning, I'm going to be talking about a sensitive topic just so that you are aware. Because of the nature of the content, I'm not going to be able to post any pictures or videos. You can go on these platforms to find the video if you want to see it and see the pictures. He did put pictures of James Charles. James Charles has responded. I'm going to give you guys more details. James Charles has been accused of grooming a 16-year-old who goes by the name of Isaiyah13 on Twitter, but the internet celebrity has denied the claims. He alleges that James Charles forced him into sending inappropriate pictures of himself after telling him no. He kept on asking me for pictures, he says, of my hair and me flexing and stuff. The boy is 16-year-old and James Charles asked him to FaceTime, but he said no. The serious allegation here is, of course, he's saying that he has been grooming him. I wanted to kind of see what people were saying about it, because some people were saying that it's not grooming, although what James has done is completely unacceptable and out of order. But grooming refers to building a relationship, trust and emotional connection with a child or young person in order to manipulate, exploit and abuse them. That's according to the UK's National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. So that's what they define grooming as. In this case, it will be building a relationship, trust and emotional connection with that young person in order to manipulate and exploit them. So you can kind of decide for yourself whether you think it was technically grooming, because the reason why I want to emphasize on that is because sometimes we have to be careful not to just throw words out there just because the words are being thrown about. Sometimes people, it's like Chinese whispers, people will say something and everybody will run with it, but you can make up your own mind. Is the boy underage? Yeah, because I think James Charles is like 21, the boy is 16, but did he groom him? Is that the right term to use? That's another question. And that's not, by the way, me insinuating that the boy is lying. At this point, I don't know. People are saying that he's cloud chasing. But if it was the other way around, we're always taught to believe the victim until they're proven that they are lying. He carries on saying, after sending me that first picture of his body explicitly, he sent me multiples after that. Isaiah said, I was getting really he says, I was getting really uncomfortable, so I told him my age. I told him I'm 16. Meanwhile, he's 21. He's a grown man. So if you look at that statement that he said, he was and by the way, bearing in mind that James hadn't just randomly found him on the internet, he had messaged him a while back. He said that he was one of his fans. Of course, this is a big influencer. This is somebody that he follows. He had messaged him from influencer to influencer, and also from a fan to an influencer. Now it was later on when James added him on his Snapchat, and then he was obviously excited. Now he must have liked him somehow, because they started engaging in some type of sexual conversation. They must have had a liking to one another. He says, after sending me that first picture, he sent me multiple ones after. So it was when he sent him multiple ones that he started to feel uncomfortable, and then he told him his age. So what happened when he sent you the first one? Do you get what I mean? My thing is, what was the response between the first one and the multiple ones? Like the in between part, like what was your initial thought? Like what was your response? Like I would want to know, what was your initial thought? Did you think, oh okay, like, or what was the initial conversation? Because he kind of just skipped to the nude part, but what was the conversation prior to that? Like, was you engaging in a conversation and then it got a bit too much, or did you think, oh wow, like I've got nudes of James Charles, like let me try and flip it? Or did you think, nah, like this is not the reason why I messaged you in the first place a while back ago? That's what I kind of want to understand. The way I kind of analyze things, it's not just go off the first thing. Like I proper want to dissect things and really understand where people are coming from. That's why I'm asking these questions. Of course, this video has gone around, it's gone viral, and James responds to this, and this is the statement that he says. It's quite a bit lengthy, but let's see if I'm going to read it all. He says, there is a video going around about me on TikTok and Twitter of a guy calling me a groomer, and I want to address it right away. The accusation that I have groomed this person is completely false. Last week I came across someone on my Instagram explore page, saw he followed me and added him on Snapchat. The next morning I woke up to several snaps from this person. Being excited, I added him back, saying he loved me, and also lewd photos of himself in the shower. Okay. I asked how old he was right away, and he told me he was 18, so I started flirting back. In the excitement of meeting someone that I thought could be potentially great, I didn't ask for a copy of his ID or passport. It's now clear based on the video he uploaded that he was taking photos of me with another device and had an ulterior motive from the beginning. Later in the day, he said a few things that made me question the validity of his original age answer, and when I asked him to confirm his age once again, he admitted he was 16. I told him I was really uncomfortable and apologized for flirting, but he insisted and continued talking, saying it could be our little secret. He's a fan of mine and I will never tell anyone. I told him I wasn't okay with this. He started upsetting me, and at this point I unfriended him. We haven't spoken since. I was not a victim, blaming him or victimizing myself either. Simply sharing what happened, and what happened was not okay. After false allegations like this in the past, I would never knowingly engage with anyone underage and put myself on the line for a few Snapchats. Because of situations like this, instead of taking someone's word for it, I now will ask to see ID or paper of every guy I have conversations with. When you go onto this guy's TikTok, he does have his age on his TikTok. You can see that he says 16 he/him, and obviously he's got all of his other social media handles. Some people are saying that it's been changed, but if that's the case, it's clear that his age is on there. Could he have lied about his age? Potentially, but what I appreciate in this statement is that he actually started from the beginning, whereas the guy kind of jumped. He was just kind of like, yep, he added me on Snapchat, obviously I messaged him a while ago, he added me, I got excited, then he started sending me multiple nudes and I got really uncomfortable. But it was kind of like, okay, there's missing holes. Like what was the conversation? Like how did it get to that? Did my guy just randomly started sending you nudes? Because he must be craving at this point. Like he must be a real predator at this point if he first of all knew your age, second of all just randomly started sending you nudes. Like I'm pretty sure he must have been comfortable enough to do that. If not, he's just really crazy. So I appreciate the fact that he actually started from the beginning. Like the story kind of made sense in my head. On James Charles' part, if you have been accused of this type of things before, you can't now say because of this situation I'm going to now ask for ID, but yet you've been in this situation in the past, so shouldn't you have done that? Shouldn't you have learnt from then? Do you know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense to me, the fact that you've gone through this before, but it's this situation that is now going to teach you the lesson. Make it make sense. There's a few things obviously that the guy said that didn't really add up to me personally. Like I said, I'm not saying that he's lying. It's just me analyzing the whole situation. Some people are saying that he's clout chasing. Some people are saying that James Charles is a predator. One thing that James Charles said, he was just like, oh, he got excited that he could, what did he say? He says, in the excitement of meeting someone I thought could be potentially great, it's like, but that was the first time you're talking to them. Like, don't get me wrong, yeah, I do understand, and I don't know if I completely believe it, but it's like, we are in a pandemic, yeah. People have had to learn to date in a new way, and I suppose it's probably different for celebrities, but it's kind of like you've just spoken to this guy one day and you're already like, oh my god, I'm just so excited that he could potentially be a great person. Like, that to me was kind of saying that, oh, this is somebody that I could actually date, kind of thing. Because for you to feel comfortable enough to send your nudes to him, it's just kind of like, but you've only just spoken once, babe. Like, you've only just started talking, so how could you just feel so like this could be somebody that could be a potential? Do you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense to me, unfortunately. Obviously I do feel like both parties have had to somehow try and cover their backs in whatever way. But you guys let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think James is lying? Like, try and put aside his past, or try and put aside like what you personally think about him, but like look and analyze the situation. Do you think he's lying, or do you think the guy is clout chasing? Do you think the guy is clout chasing, he's lying? Like, let me know what your thoughts are. At this point, there's questions that I have. But thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new to my channel, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell for when I do post next, and I'll speak to you guys in my next video.